Okay, continuing on our quest for how do we get started in the CMP 103? How do we get going in doing what we need to do to get a grade? I'm going to share my screen again. We're going to jump over here and take a look. I am in student view, so you're going to see, this is what you would see. And I'm actually going to click this e-textbook link right here. But once you do that, it says, hey, this tool needs to load in a new browser. That's going to be very typical. You're going to see that all the time, not a new browser window, but you're going to come to this login screen. Now, the thing is that you don't have a login, so you're going to need to create an account. So you'll click that, you'll hit I'm a student. If you hit you're an instructor, you'll have to prove a bunch of stuff, just to let you know. So I'm going to go ahead and type in an email address that I use a lot. jamesmcbride@me.com. And then it's going to say, okay, let's fill this out, right? So you're going to go through the form, and you don't necessarily have to use your Monster Mail for any of this. You'll see Arizona on there someplace. Azores. Actually, it's probably under Phoenix. No, there's Arizona. It's got Arizona. Now, the important thing about making sure it's Arizona, sorry, birth year, it wanted, and 1987 is not my birth year, but the important thing about putting Arizona on there is because of the time zone issue. These people don't reside in Arizona, right? This place is not in Arizona. And so when you're doing assignments and you're going back and forth between Canvas, which is also not in Arizona, it needs to know what your correct time zone is. So make sure you choose the right one. I don't want to, receive any updates, but I do agree to your terms because I can't go on unless I do. So at this point, it says, hey, you should check your mail and then return to the login because you're going to have some instructions to do there. All right. So what I did was I just did it on my phone because this computer was finishing something for me. So I'm going to type in that email account again, the one I just used to register. And what happened was it sent me a link into that email, and then it took me to a page where I created a new password because there was no password for the account. That happens through, the link that they send you in the email. So now I'll go ahead and put that password in. Browser wants to know if I want to save it. I don't really care. I'm just doing this for you guys. Up and basically says, hey, here's your textbook. Here's your buying options. Now, here's the thing. We're not just using an e-textbook. We're using all these simulations that go along with it. You cannot buy this version. You cannot buy this version. Now, if you screw up and you do buy this version, or you think somehow maybe you can work around the situation, right, and get this version, later on, you can chat with them online, or you can call them and say, hey, I got the wrong thing, and then upgrade to what you need to get. All right, so let me cut through what would be complicated. You're going to hit basically this screen, and you're going to go, what should I buy? They really have tried to make things very easy and cost-effective for students, and so you can just get the e-textbook, or you can get access to all their textbooks, electronically. But we're actually using this product right here called SAM, and more particularly this product called MindTap. So they have these two products that are integrated into the course. You have to have access to those products. In other words, what's going to happen is if you bought one of these that doesn't have access to that, right, no check mark here, what would happen is you would click on an assignment and it would say, I'm sorry, you can't access that because you didn't buy it. You want Cengage, that's the publisher, Unlimited, right over here in this corner. And that is, notice for 4 months, that's $119. Now, that is an awesome deal because our last stuff was costing us $130. So we saved a little money there. But there's something that you need to know about which makes this much better. If you are taking any business courses, and we're hoping to spread this across campus, but if you're taking any business classes, then you need to know this will give you access to those as well. That means if you had 2 business classes and 103, you had 3 courses, you only pay 120 and you have access to all that information. If you're a computer major, I'm using this in 113. I will also be using this in 201, and I'll be using it in 255 for sure, those 3 classes. And Lydia Mata will be using it in her Access course, and I believe her programming course. And so for 119, 120, you get access to all those. Now, the problem is that's only 4-month access. And so you really need to go further. Okay, so fine. You're not a computer major, you're not a business major. You might want to check with your instructors to find out if they're using any Cengage textbooks, because there are a lot of people using those. And if they are, then select one of these, right? If you're going to be taking a class that's going to be using Cengage, then at least go for the 12-month. But definitely if you're business and your computer, then take it off the 4-month. Honestly, for computer students, I would say 24 months. Now, most are not going to go for that. That's $239. But as I said, we already have 5 courses that are going to use this material, and that's going to save you a couple $100 because we've done that. Otherwise, it's basically, textbooks on the low end are $100 per course, right? So we've saved you a lot of money. If you can't go that route, then definitely do the 12-month, because that's 180. You get 12 months instead of 4 months for not much more. So you need to make sure that you are purchasing this column, Cengage Unlimited, in red, not with the e-textbooks, just Cengage Unlimited. And then you select which access you want. And then once you click buy, that's going to go through the process of what's your credit card number and that kind of thing, and you're set to go. Just make sure you're not doing these columns. And if you did, that means that you get to go to the help center, and they usually are really good about chatting, and you can chat with them and say, I bought the $50 one and I need the $179, and then they'll take care of that for you. They're really good about that. If you have questions, let me know. I'll do another video. Maybe this one's not clear enough. Again, the Unlimited gives you access to all of their stuff, all of it. So even if you're taking a biology class and they're not using Cengage, you would have access to the e-textbooks for biology. You'd have another resource you could use for free. And on top of that, if you wanted any of the hard copies, you just pay $8 and they would give you a hard copy of that material. It's an awesome deal. That's why we're moving to it. Again, there's some other people on campus also looking at it. If you have an access code, like you bought something online, this is where you would put that in. But most of you should be led to this screen and then go down and buy a 4-month or 12-month access.